Hi guys and welcome back to FUT Champions Journey, the series where we're taking our God squad to success this week actually. 10 games, 10 wins. It could all go a little bit peak tongue dependent guys, but we have got the 30 games left, 10 games won, and that is a massive step up from what I have finished on. In previous weeks, usually I've picked up 1 or 2, or even 3. I can't remember, but we need to finish off big anyway. We needed to start getting big results, and we have done this time round. We've grinded out some very nice wins. You can see here, guys, if we push on into it, the team we are using. This will be the last week you do see it for 2 weeks as well. The team's completely changing, guys. Next week we've got BPL and two non-BPL players if we wanted to, and then the week after that is Bundesliga and La Liga in the full 18 as well, so no legends, and it's going to be very interesting. So if you guys do want MSP, PSN codes or cheat game codes, guys, go and check out g2a.com, their link is down below. If we try and hit over 4,000 likes, that'd be brilliant, and guys, subscribe to me if you are not subscribed already. So let's start it, guys. We're on a run, we may as well continue it. So let's try and pick up another 10 wins in a row and maybe take it to 20 and maybe even 19 actually, and trying to beat our record of unbeaten in that many games. Who knows? It might not happen, we might hit a pro. Fingers crossed we don't. Fingers crossed we can get some nice results. So guys, first game. Yeah, stat cards. Now, that is going to be the talking point of today's video. Reason being is there's a lot of controversy around it, with it being in the game, with it being a pack filler, with it being at regionals as well. Now, this game, he has a decent team anyway. Not going to complain about the team, not even going to complain about the stat cards, because you guys know that I never do complain about the stat cards. The goal I goal I scored, in the first couple of minutes of the game was absolutely AIDS, something which I wouldn't say, I probably did deserve the goal. Don't get me wrong, the style in which the goal went in definitely didn't deserve that. It was horrible. And after the game, guys, I was talking to the opponent who I did play, talking about stat cards and other stuff like that. And he was a really nice, genuine, down-to-earth guy. So he made it 1-1. We went to penalties. Both of us had missed one. And his penalty technique was all over the shop, which meant there was no routine, which meant I had no idea which way he was going. Vieira steps up for the penalty, is able to slot it past the keeper to put us in the lead, and all we had to do was save our opponent's penalty to take us through into the win. Stepping back, I don't know when people do this, I have no idea what's going on, which is probably why my penalties are pretty successful when it's not the penalty shootout. You can see him stagger to the left, but then he shot to the right. That confused the hell out of me, and then Pogba steps up for the sixth penalty of the shootout, guys. Unfortunately, is put to Neuer's right, Neuer's left, which is able to save it. And then his Paul Pogba stepped up against my Manuel Neuer. The step back, honestly, I have no idea in which way people are going. You can see when he makes the run up, guys, he's steering to the left, thinking he's going to go left. He goes right and completely did me. If I'd have stood there, I may have saved it, but who knows. So that's the game over and done with. Our first loss. It's a shame because 10 wins is still 10 wins. Now it's 1 loss as well against All Onions. If I was able to put my chances in the back of the net, it might have been that little bit different. I was a little bit unlucky not to be able to win in open play, but these things happen in FIFA, so there's no complaints. So talking about stat cards, they've been in the game for ages within FIFA. Back when FIFA Ultimate Team started, the stat cards were totally different as well. There used to be other cards like half fitness and loads of other random ones as well. But stat cards, if you guys open a 7.5k pack, if you're on the game, feel free to. If you don't have the coins, don't bother. But if you open a 7.5k pack, more than likely you are going to get a stat card, which is a boost towards the player's attributes. There may be minimum, there may be maximum if you get a +10, which are pretty rare as well. Now these are pack fillers in packs, guys. There's no doubt about it. If you open a pack, there's stat cards, there's contracts, there's stuff to take away from you getting the players, which is fair enough. It's a good ploy by EA, and it's always been the game, the same as morale. Now, when it comes to stat cards use in FUT Champions, a lot of people didn't like the fact they're in the game. I think it was I wouldn't say alerted, but #Harry was known for using them. Did he care? Did he fuck? He was winning games, he was going 40 out of 40, and if they're in the game, why not use them? It's not like you're doing anything bad, you're not cheating, you're literally using what's in the game to your advantage. So he did that, he got a lot of stick for it as well, and I think a few weeks ago, maybe months ago now, when I was pushing on for my best ever finish in FUT Champions, I use stat cards in the final game. A lot of people think they are a placebo. A lot of people think that chemistry styles are an even bigger boost than the +10 attributes, which in fact they can be, depending on what chem style you do put on the players. So It's a say it swings and roundabouts in it. Stat cards, chemistry styles. I use active chem styles on all my players. I'm very surprised when I see people rock up with teams with basic chem styles on players, because they do give a noticeable improvement to certain stats, in my opinion. And obviously, you guys know I play a fuck ton of FIFA, so I do get to see what happens with them and what I think works, and stat cards. I wouldn't say it worked, but then playing against the guy with stat cards, it was very noticeable the difference in his defence, because one, they never burned out on stamina. The players were, like, the slowest players in his team were catching my super fast players in the team, including the team of the years, and was able to take it to penalties. So, and there was the main talking point of this, guys, is the fact, if they're in the game, use them. But should they be in the game? I don't think they should be in the game. And the reason being, at regionals, and you guys have seen 2 regionals now. You've seen Australia, which was in Sydney, for the, I don't know what they call it, like Asia, is it the Asia regionals? I think it was. European regionals, where the likes of Gorilla and stuff were playing. And hashtag Harry as well, which we mentioned earlier. They had the every player available in the game available to him, including SBCs, Team of the Years, Legends, everything else like that. But there was one thing which wasn't in the game, which was stat cards. So with that, I reckon EA should remove them from FUT Champions. It's probably really hard to referee them, in which way, like, it's very hard to limit players which are going into games with stat cards on. They're probably not able to set that restriction, but it definitely should be in there, especially if you're not allowed to use them at regionals. Now, I'm not saying you're not allowed to use them at regionals, but with EA preloading the accounts, there is no stat cards on there, and there's no way to open packs, and that's why I think people were able to use them. But we always thought this from the start of FIFA, people shouldn't be able to use stat cards in FUT Champions if it's not allowed at regionals now. It should be a level playing field across the board. So I'm curious to see your thoughts on it. Do you use stat cards? Do you think there's a noticeable difference in them? I know when I used them that one time, and even accidentally, when I accidentally apply one-to-one player, when instead of should have been applying a contract, it doesn't really. I don't really notice it, you know. So it's one of them things where, I don't know, it could be a placebo, it might not be a placebo, it might just put off your opponent. I know Nep uses like the individual ones sometimes in his team, and the reason being, he's got them on his Road to Glory account, so why shouldn't he use them? It gives him, to what Nep thinks, a noticeable difference and does help you out in the long run. Or do you think there's nothing there? So a little bit of a discussion yet again in this video, guys. I'm curious to know your thoughts about it. We've covered like half of the games as well. It was a tough loss anyway to take so early on. And in this game, guys, DYBALA was tearing me a new one. But in the 84th minute, we were to bring on George Best and obviously Gareth Bale as well. Ronaldo linking up with Pogba. Pogba gets a shot off, makes it 2-2. In this game, equalised it up in the 85th minute. Now, what was to happen after this time, guys, was my opponent decided to go for the attack, which I found really surprising, considering he was on the back foot of the game a majority of the game. Anyway, we made it 3-2 in the 89th minute, looking to seal out the win, slowing the gameplay down. But yet again, he was all-out attack, massive gaps, panic defending. Nice bit of skill here from Ronaldo. The defender overran, leaving space for Gareth Bale, who gets on the score sheet and does make it 4-2. So that could have easily been a loss, guys, but thankfully it was a win. And it looked like it was an even game in stats, but I know a majority of my opportunities were a lot better. Up against Aggie Leaker Peck, he does have SBC Lacazette, the red and Angolan as well from this monthly rewards. And for you guys, if you were wondering where my monthly rewards are, they will be out tomorrow at around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so make sure you do check back them. This guy makes it 1-0 in the 20th minute of the game, so I'm absolutely shit defending by myself. The chances we were getting usually would go in, they just weren't going in. And unfortunately, guys, the game does finish 1-0 to my opponent in a game where I couldn't put the ball into the back of the net. You'll see the stats quickly now coming up. And you can see, guys, dominated the game, but just couldn't get it into the back of the net. And unfortunately, it does give me another loss, sticking us to 13 wins. So already 2 losses in this episode. Up against CJB93. I think it's pretty sure we played him a while back. And the reason I remember this name is because you guys know him from Kendall, which is in Cumbria, and this guy's team name was Kendall United. So I do remember playing this guy before. An 81 rated team with a God squad, you know, so obviously bronze bench. He was a difficult opponent defence-wise as well, very hard to break down. Into the second half, guys, and Ronaldo breaks on through, gets a low-driven shot off, makes it 1-0 in the 47th minute. So a little bit of breathing space given to me for the opportunity which I did want. But 54th minute, guys, I wouldn't say it was panic defending. These are the goals which I'm conceding, which is the over top through balls. I've seen actually, before I tweeted about it, I've seen a lot of people saying over the top through balls are back, and I was like, nah, no chance. They've been nerfed. Over top through balls don't work that much, but actually, looking at the goals I concede, it's always the over top through balls which comes from the play. This goal was a very, very nice goal in the 120th minute by Paul Pogba in extra time as well. Could have easily gone to penalties. Thankfully, it didn't. Pogba stepping up with a Pog boom. Despair for my opponent because it probably should have gone to penalties, but it was a game where we're doing alright. And yet again, guys, foot founder, as you can see there. Something I do like to add in, just so you guys know that I don't know, the cherry picking argument still baffles me as to why people thought I was doing it, especially with established dates, because foot founders aren't what you think they are. The difficult accounts, guys, are the Smurf accounts, and by Smurf accounts I mean the ones which are created in December and January and even February now. They're the ones which give me the most difficult games, and more than likely will scrape a win against me as well. Our opponent in this game, yet again, coming from panic defending. I've been trying to learn a new defending technique. Getting blocked off by Alaba there. By, I think it was Walcott holding on to Alaba. And it's Fernandinho who's able to put the ball in. Least expected goal scorer. But, look at this. Inside the area, roulette. When do you ever see a roulette from that position by Fernandinho? He makes it 2-0 in the 44th minute, and we were just getting absolutely done in open space, guys. And here you see another, me going for the attack in the 49th minute. Trying to break on through. We are able to finally get a link on with Messi through to Ronaldo. We make it 2-1 in this game. We were looking at a defeat. 2-0 down. It is a ridiculous place for me to be, especially with the way that I am playing this weekend, because we're playing alright, especially the first 10 games, but now it seems to be opening up. Now this is a fresh day that I am playing the games, guys. So we're looking to do alright. Now the first loss we picked up was at the start of the day. Ronaldo, actually I think both losses. No, the first loss was on the Friday. That was my last thought. Yeah, I think that was one of my last games, that one. So we make it 3-2 in this game. 84th minute, Bale inside the area, able to round the defender there as he ran round the shield. Bale through to Best. Best gets a shot blocked. Shot again, 4-2 in the 85th minute. So a nice victory when staring at defeat. So we're able to come back there against Mellor's men. In a game we dominated, but he was clinical in every shot he was taking. So very, very happy to get the win from that one. So now we push on, guys, to the later stages of the games, up against Lukaku. I fucking hate playing against Lukaku. Sergio Aguero, Pogba, De Bruyne, Gundo, also Matic, inform Baines, inform Reed, Koscielny, inform Coleman, or maybe even second inform Coleman, and also Courtois in net. This guy was good. You see Pogba with the ball there, backwards dribbling. We were able to catch him on the counter-attack in the 32nd minute, guys. The ball through to Suarez. He's able to continue the pace around the defender. I hate playing against Koscielny, but he's able to round him straight through to Messi. Messi with a nice goal, guys. 1-0 in the 33rd minute of the game. Messi, Suarez, Ronaldo. There's a few times where I've complained about the state of them, guys, but they are easily... Well, they are. They're the highest free rated you can get up front, I think. I don't think you can get any better than that trio, and it should be the case in game as well. Thankfully it was, and they're doing alright for me. Even though we've lost a few games already in this run of games, I still love them, and I don't think, even when I say that I'm going to change and bring back Benzema, I honestly think I shouldn't, because you guys will... I don't know if you will have noticed, actually, but if you've noticed the way I'm playing compared to last week, very, very different. Similar goals, don't get me wrong, but a lot more space in the attack now compared to the previous weeks. It could be through to the calibre opponent that I'm playing, but I don't think that's the case either. I think it's definitely due to the fact that I'm giving my possession, there's a possession which I held against my opponents, like I was holding like 60, maybe 65% possession on opponents, giving them a bit of the possession, and it brings their players up. Now, you guys will have seen a goal last week, I think, where I was able to... start from the back, reset their defence, they bring it out and then start an attack, and I was able to get a goal really, really easily. 4-0 in this game, and it got even worse for my opponent, guys. Every time went forward, his opponent, like dragging two of his defenders out there, leaving space around the corner, but Ronaldo takes a shot off, guys. 5-0, and a very, very nice a very, very nice goal. So we're going to push on, guys, to the final 2 games of the episode. Currently, 18 games played, 2 games left, and Pempikas FC, guys, goes down to a 5-0 defeat with no shots on target all the way throughout. So our next opponent, guys, Quiet Colt 497514, he has a team which I'm scared of. Hazard, regardless of him being player of the month or not, I don't like Hazard, I don't like Kante, I don't like Toure, and I do not like Phil Walcott, and I really, really do not like Lukaku. So when I saw this team, I knew I was going to be in for a tough game, and when he scored a brilliant goal like that with Phil Walcott, guys, that was going to be the game. Well, the game panicking set in. It gets even worse, guys, as we're getting absolutely torn down the wings. He didn't change formation either. Hazard inside the area with a scoop turn. Bad defending by me. Easy square off through to Lukaku, who gets a tap in and does make it 2-0. The next one, down the wings again, guys. Phil Walcott inside. Chip through ball through to Ozil. Ozil turning on the in. Squares it through to Yaya. 3-0 in the 65th minute. This was the worst slapping we were receiving. No excuses for it. I was just playing a bad game and my opponent was taking advantage of it. But then we were able to start playing there as George Best breaks on through in the 78th minute of the game. Too little too late, guys. He gets a consolation goal and that was it, game over. So in this episode we've lost 3 games, taking us to 19 and... no. What will it be? 16-3 currently, and we lost against I Touch Kids. Just couldn't put the ball in the back on there, and an absolutely horrendous game to play in. So the final game of today, guys, is EFC Ed 99. Martial, Daniel Sturridge, Player of the Month, Son, Toure, Fernandinho, Kante, Bailly, Smalling, Walker, Shaw, and Butland. A team which more than likely a lot of people will see next weekend with the requirements that EA have put in. Luis Suarez with the ball, guys, breaks the speed inside through to Hullet. Hullet with a nice goal makes it 1-0 in the 21st minute of the game. And the final clip from today, guys, is a ball which was defended very well by him actually, but then the pass out was not the best, leaving us to pressure him down with Hullet. Hullet through to Ronaldo, and an absolute thumping goal there to finish off the episode by Ronaldo to make it 2-0 in the game. Now you would think maybe more clips being the further, seeing as though it's only the start of the second half really, but you can see, guys, from the start, my opponent did press the start button and did exit the game pretty quickly, even though he was doing alright. So guys, there we are, a nice run. Let's hopefully try and get better in the next episode and make it better than 7-3. And there we are, guys, a little bit of a mixed emotion style of the 10 games there. 10 games, 7 wins, 3 losses, a little bit rough, taking us to 17-3, which is still alright. Obviously I need to get the next batch of games. I don't want to be on 25-5. I want to be less than that. But I honestly think that I can do alright. This guy quit really early as well. Obviously we did have more shots, but it was an even game in my opinion. Passing accuracy is not good at all, and no complaints about servers, guys. I'm playing quite early on in the morning. So the losses I took, the first one was a penalty loss. That was a ridiculous one, where I was dominating the game and just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. And the same with the second loss. The third loss, that was a rough one, getting counter-attacked down the wings, and you don't usually play down the wings in FUT Champions, and this guy was doing absolutely awesome with Hazard, and I think it was man of the match Walcott as well, so a very deserved win for my opponent. Could have come back, but I was just getting triggered, and still feel triggered now, so I'm going to have a little bit of a break before we move into the next game. So as you can see, guys, we are 1 win away from gold 3, 17 wins, 3 losses. Would you guys be happy with that? I'm not so sure. I am still aiming towards the higher than 34 mark, but if we continue with 17-3 into the next run, 34 wins, anything less, we give away an Xbox or a PlayStation 4, as you guys do know from episode number 1. So let's call it there, guys. Let's go and get into the next batch of games in about an hour or so, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you're having a good run on FUT Champions and have got the position where you want to be as well. So guys, leave a like, rate, and subscribe if not. Back next time with another video for you guys to enjoy.